code. Let us know how much you like John's presentation so we know if we should bring him back for more content. All right, with that said, I know it's very hard to watch each and every one of the speeches because there's so much going on here at Affiliate World Dubai 2024. So just in case you cannot attend the speech, or of course you want to re-watch a speech because it was so freaking amazing, make sure to get on the Affiliate World Forum, okay? In case you're not there yet, there's like a $1 deal. Please do yourself a favor and register there, even if it's only to rewatch all of the shows. All right, so without further ado, let's start another track here at Affiliate World, okay? Who's ready for some native ads? You guys ready? Oh, that's the spirit I'm talking about. Okay, so let me introduce your MC, your moderator for this panel here, and she will tell you about everybody else who's going to join here. So welcome Yelena and the panelists. Big round of applause.
Hello, Affiliate World. Hello, everyone. And welcome to our panel. So, my colleague, Chris, was supposed to moderate this panel, but unfortunately, he was not able to make it to Dubai. And I'm not as funny as him. He's super funny. He would probably open up this panel with a great British joke and everyone would laugh. But I'm afraid you're stuck with me this time. And we'll talk about native ads and how to adapt to some market shifts in 2024. My name is Yelena, and I'm Marketing Director for Performance Advertisers at Outbrain. And for a couple of you in the audience who might not know what we do, Outbrain is one of the favorite performance advertisers' traffic sources. We offer an advertising platform built for performance, built to deliver conversions, high-value leads, and other business outcomes at scale. And I've already mentioned the word performance a couple of times, and I'm sure that you already experienced great performances here at this stage, and you will experience some more today and tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to deliver a great performance because I have these three gentlemen joining me. Guys, thank you so much for joining. They are top daily 6-digit performance marketers who specialize in native. Giuseppe,
Hello.
Pepe, Berk, and Andre. Guys, please introduce yourselves to our audience.
Hello, guys. I'm Pepe from Maverick Media. I'm head of media buying there. I am a native ads expert, or at least this is what they say. I've been doing native ads since 2015, and now I lead a team of media buyers in Barcelona. 8 media buyers, terrific team, and Berk is one of them.
Hello everyone, it's Berk. I'm the lead media buyer at Maverick Media, and I've been working for Maverick Media already 6 years. And funny story, I landed to this industry because of a mistake I made on my job application, but it turned out great, and I'm super happy to be here and share my knowledge with you.
Hi guys, I'm Andre. For a couple of years I used to lead Eastern European and Israeli markets at Taboola, so about 5 years, before joining a company called Zivio, which is a native ad specific agency where I serve in a business development capacity. And I also co-founded a project called the Native Hub, which is a education at scale for anyone who wants to run native ads on all the platforms. And also a fun fact about me, so just sort of following the tradition. Before being in native ads, I used to be in journalism. I was studying it, and I was hoping to have a career in journalism. but I never thought that I'd end up saving journalism from a marketing angle.
I absolutely love what you just said, because native platform's mission is to fight for sustainable journalism. And without native ads, we would have fake news, or we would need to pay for it, right? And speaking about spending money, I've already mentioned, guys, that you spend significantly on native ads. It's 6 figures daily for Maverick Media, right? 3 million a month.
Combined all the platform where we spend money, mostly Outbrain, but also at Skipper, Taboola, MGID, we spend around 100K daily at the moment, just with CPA and revenue share model.
Andre, it's 150, 200K per day for you guys.
It fluctuates, obviously, depending on the quarter and depending on a season. But combined, I would say yes. You know, we're an agency, so we don't mostly work on a CPA model. But as an agency, I would say yeah, the combined budgets are around this 150, 200 range.
I mean, this is really impressive, right? And for which verticals or types of campaign do you see native ads work the best currently, or you predicted they will work well in 2024?
Look, during these last 9 years, I've been running every kind of campaigns and funnels, lead generation, search arbitrage, VSL, supplements, everything. And I learned that in native ads, everything with a good story can work. But, and it's a big but, if you are a new media buyer and you approach native ads for the first time, I strongly suggest you to choose a campaign or a portfolio of campaigns with a low payout, because usually these kind of campaigns, like lead generation campaigns, have much more conversion rate, which will give you more data to work with. And that's important because you will get used to the platform sooner, and you will start optimizing and touching your campaigns with data which will not scare you. But if you ask me where I see more potential on talking about profit and margin,
Right.
I think that high payouts campaigns right now in native are
The way to go
are
for more
the
experience.
best.
Yeah.
We have seen with Berk lately that in the last 2 years, high payout campaigns over $100 payout work much better than, but you need to have a lot of budget to test it. So again, if you are a new media buyer with low budget, choose a low payout campaigns. If you have experience and you have more budget to test, over $100 is the best.
Gotcha.
The VSL work better.
Thank you. Andre, what do you guys focus on these days? Which campaigns?
Yeah, so we mostly run lead generation campaigns for home improvement, for reliefs, insurance, and all sorts of things related to this. And we also do quite a bit of D2C in the wearables and gadgets and health and supplement space. And sort of, to ensure there is continuity in the recommendations, I will take it from a slightly different angle, though. For those of you who are starting with native for the first time, it's very important to keep in mind that it's not quite the experience that you used to have before with social, or let's say with Google, whether it's search or display, because the intent of your potential customers is very different. So regardless of the vertical that you're taking, right? Regardless of the approach that you're taking, always keep in mind, and we'll talk about it in a moment, always keep in mind that your customer comes from the source which would typically be considered cold traffic. So you always need to warm it up through certain elements of gamification, advertorials, and all sorts of things. And obviously, starting with lower payout campaigns and products and services is probably one of the easiest ways to enter the game.
And would you say maybe is search a good vertical to start with if you are a less experienced media buyer in native?
No, no, I wouldn't say search is great for those who are just getting started. It's certainly a vertical to try, and if you manage to run it successfully with different types of search providers or direct feeds, do it. But I would say it requires a lot more experience on native advertising because the funnels are a bit different, optimization is a bit tricky, you're dealing with a lot of campaigns, because you would typically scale not vertically, like upselling your existing campaign, but rather you're doing fragmentation of spending, so a bunch of smaller campaigns. So it's definitely a great vertical to consider, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as the starting point.
Right, gotcha.
If I may add something about that.
Yes.
Search arbitrage has been the best vertical for native ads 3-4 years ago, I guess. Right now, I don't see a lot of potential there, but if you have the possibility to rotate the feeds for the same keyword, you will see better results. What I mean is you start with one keyword and the funnel, same, but you rotate more than one feed. And after a while, I will say at least 1 week of data, you can choose the best feed where you see the best conversion rate and the best RPC. That's the only way, in my opinion, to be profitable nowadays with search arbitrage.
Thank you for your valuable tips and tricks.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, and I think we touched base a little bit, but I want to elaborate just a bit more. So, we have mentioned or recommended some of the native campaigns or where native works well. And I'm curious, how is that different on other traffic sources? So compared to, let's say, Meta, Facebook, or Google, YouTube, what is different? What should we be careful about?
Most of the media buyers here in the affiliate world run Facebook and YouTube nowadays. And I understand that because with that kind of traffic, you can scale very fast. I've seen campaigns scaling from 0 to 50K in few days. But there are many differences, and we don't have all day, so I'm going to get to the point. The creatives are different. The funnels are different. With native ads, you sell the story, not the product. So you really need to be focused on the advertorial. But today, I'd like to dig more into the media buying strategies and the difference that a media buyer should know when he or she approaches native ads. As I said, with Facebook and YouTube, you can scale up very soon. But the results and the performances are not very stable. This forces the media buyer to consider a short time range when it's time to take a decision or look at data. With native ads, it's completely different. You scale up very slow. You need to be more patient. But once you are there, let's say 50K daily with one campaign or a portfolio of campaign, you can be sure that the performance are going to be stable. And this allows the media buyer to consider a longer time range, at least 2 weeks, I'd say. So the time range for me is the main difference between these two completely different worlds. And also the audience targeting. With Facebook and YouTube, you can manually add your audience, target your audience that you know can work better with your ads. With native ads, it's all about the ability that you have to target the audience with the right title and the right image. There is no audience targeting in this platform, not yet.
Right.
So these are the main differences.
Okay. Pacing, time range.
Time range is the most important.
Audience.
You cannot expect to have the same results that you can have on YouTube, on native ads, for instance, or on Facebook. Not at least during the first days. You need to give it time.
Right. And Berk, I'm interested to learn a little bit more. How do you properly set up native campaigns? And as an example, let's take Outbrain platform.
Yeah.
How do you go about setting the campaigns right?
Well, yeah, that's a very good question, and I think one of the most basic one for beginners. And I know that starting a new platform is very challenging. So that's why I will give some tips that I wish I could have known before I had started. So first of all, you need to choose the type of campaign you're going to run. At Maverick Media, we always start with the target CPA campaigns. It is because the most cost-effective one, and the safest one because you give algorithm objective, and it doesn't push campaign without performance. So it is, I mean, it's best to start with. And then second, when it comes to scale, once you perfect your funnel and you find your right creatives, headlines, and editorials, then it's time to scale. Then you can create a maximum conversion campaigns that you can scale. Basically, the sky is the limit here. You can scale from 1K to 20K a day, and this is for the scale. And then I also would like to give two important tips. Always start with a bidding cap. So you need to know how much CPC you can afford for each click. So this stops algorithms, prevent algorithm to increase your CPC at the beginning of your campaign. So that's why it's important. If you don't see performance, if you don't see the volume, gradually increase and follow up. And then the last thing, last but not least, is allowed list. If you are able to start with allowed list, if you have an account manager, always ask for allowed list before you get familiar with the inventory. And then after that, you can go wild and, you know.
I like that,
and,
go wild.
Yeah, global performance and brand safe are the ones that we use the most.
Pepe, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I don't care a lot about CPC, honestly. Not now that the CBS and the Smart Bid for the other platform are there.
Conversions bidding strategy, the
Conversion
algos.
bidding, the algo, basically. So I care only about the CPA. But I'd like to, about the out loud list, don't be too focused on getting traffic from the premium website, premium sources. Because it doesn't, being a premium Fox News, CNN, being a premium website or supposedly a website where the traffic is, the quality of the traffic is the best, doesn't mean that your campaigns is going to convert. And also the creatives cannot be very aggressive on that kind of traffic. So when you approach native ads, try to have two different kind of creatives per campaign for the same campaign. A more aggressive one where you can target low quality traffic, and I can assure you in-app traffic is converting a lot, and even better than premium. And another group of creatives that you can have with more cleaner, where you can run on premium traffic. But I'm sure that you will see better performances on low quality traffic than premium traffic. Ask your account manager, they will know better.
Thank you for the tips. I hope you guys are writing stuff down and you'll get some inspiration and additional ideas. We already touched base a little bit about the creative process. Andre, I want to talk a little bit more also about funnels, storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I said this before, native is cold traffic, right? So you need to work with it. You need to make sure that your audience wants your product, because otherwise it's pointless, right? So when you're thinking native, I mean, now it's changed a little bit, but traditionally it's below the article. Nowadays there's a few different placements, and it's obviously going to affect the audience in a certain way. But people are in a news environment. They're reading the news. They're not really in the mindset to invest in something, not in the mindset of buying products or doing some lead generation campaigns, not to say spend 20 grand on solar panels. So you need to intrigue them. Hence, when you're creating your funnels, it's very important to apply so-called framework, problem agitate solution, which is a 3-step approach to selling on native. You introduce a problem, which is an intrigue. You need to grasp the attention of your users. Because if you're not doing this, you're missing out on the opportunity. Pepe mentioned that he doesn't care about the CPC much. I agree to an extent. You need to care about your CPM, because CPM equals visibility. You need to be visible, yet you shouldn't be clickbaity. because that's dishonesty. What you need to do is create intrigue. You need to generate interest. You need to create a problem which you would later explore in your advertorial. And an advertorial or a pre-lander, regardless of what you call it, this is the time to agitate your user, to extend the intrigue, to make sure that your audience warms up to the idea of investing in your product or your service and completing the action. And again, partially one of the reasons lead generation works so well on native is because you're really scaling down on your ask. Because let's say if you were trying to sell solar panels, returning to the lead generation, solar panels to the cold traffic and say, hey, how about you, invest 20K on something you don't really want because you've just been reading a piece of news. You lost your interest, you lost your potential clients. Rather, you're decreasing the ask and you're saying, well, how about you read about this problem? How about we introduce some gamification? We make sure that your interest is cultivated. And only then, specifically for you, just today, we're going to give you a very nice lead generation opportunity where our specialists from the call center will reach out and upsell it to you. And the same goes for the products, really. You don't just try to push anything. You explore the problem, and after you explore it fully, you say, well, just for you and just today, it comes with a 50% discount, and so it happens if you buy it with a bundle of 5 other products, you'll get a nice discount for them as well. That's how you sell on native.
Gotcha. And so based on the target audience, you would also use humor or wordplay or any other types of creativity if it makes sense?
We can probably spend hours on this, but obviously you can introduce different persuasion techniques. If you're in sales, fantastic, you'd be able to apply pretty much everything you've learned in your career. If you're in marketing, you can obviously try different angles. You can try testimonials. If you're looking for like Athos approach, you can apply some data, add some numbers, throw them and make sure that it looks very credible. So you would introduce logos, and obviously you can introduce some emotional element to it, which works particularly well for, let's say, health and supplements. Because if you're providing health and supplements, you need to explain why they need it now, why they need to read your article, why they need to buy your product right now. And this is why you're appealing to the emotion. Oh, there's a problem with your stomach, you need this. If you have problem with, skin, maybe you should try this amazing cream. But obviously keep in mind that, the days of non-premium advertising are slowly coming to an end. So be on the lookout for premium, clinically tested products, the ones that are more likely to appeal to the wider audience and the ones that would be compliant with premium traffic sources like Outbrain, like, Taboola and other ones, the ones that have the majority of traffic.
We have been talking a little bit about the current situation, some ideas for 2024, but we all know that this industry and also native advertising is forever evolving landscape. So we should be a little bit bold now, and can we talk about what is going to be even beyond 2024? Any predictions? Down the road?
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Well, actually, I had a few words to add the previous question.
Okay.
If you let me,
Sure.
I want to add. It's been changed a lot throughout the years, native platforms, and it was like back then we could have steal some impressions from other people, other media buyers, by placing the right bid. But since the implementation of the smart algorithms, now it's all about storytelling and finding the right creatives. So people media buyers needs to work on this for sure. If you wanna be successful on native ads, you need to definitely invest time on finding the right creatives and the stories. And at Maverick Media, we have a dedicated team that always test and try new stuff, new creatives, new advertorials periodically. So it's very important. And the second question is Yeah.
beyond 2024?
Wait,
what is
I
out
want to
there?
add something on
Yeah.
that side too, because it's important. I think that to be more practical, I suggest not to test more than 5 ads per campaign. Just looking at the campaign. Don't test too many, because what happens is during the first days the algo will push the best one in terms of conversion rate or CTR if you don't get any conversion. This means that most of your ads, if you add, for instance, 15 ads in your campaign, most of your ads will not go, you will never know the full potential of those. So add at maximum 5 ads, and once you understand which is the one performing better, because there is only 1 or 2 performing better, try to make some variation of this ad and put these new variations in another campaign and see what happens. And don't do this only once. Do this continuously. As Berk said, we have a team completely dedicated to this, refreshing ads all the time, because this is the real secret on native ads.
Thank you for the detailed instructions and insights for our fellow
Sorry if
media
we speak
buyers.
too
No,
much
no,
on
no,
the
it's
credit.
fine. I just want to be conscious of the time. Okay, Andre, would you like to comment
I'll be
on
quick. To be conscious of
the
time.
future of native advertising?
Yeah, I mean, I would split it in 2 parts, because coming from a native advertising platform myself, I tend to split it in 2 parts, being the publisher side and the advertiser side. So the future of the publisher side, obviously, you can see some substantial progress made in terms of the quality, of advertising presented on all the largest publishers. And I think the publishers themselves, meaning websites, because publishers might mean different things. For the websites and for the traffic sources, there's definitely going to be strive for much higher quality of advertising displayed on the traffic sources, because this is what ultimately they want. It's not about the money anymore, because there's a lot more monetization solutions these days. I mean, 10 years ago there was a lot less programmatic available. Now you see all sorts of monetization options out there, and what they're really looking for is the quality advertising. And for the advertiser side, it's an opportunity to seize it, to make the most of the available inventory, because if you want to be on large publishers like MSN, CNN, Business Insider, all the big names out there globally, what you really invest in is high quality product and high quality copy that would be allowed on these publishers, so you'll be able to promote. So I would say this is one of the main things that would be happening in the near future, and obviously consolidation, because there's more players coming in the native space. I mean, this is partially why we created the Native Hub ourselves, because we really want to cater the interests of the people who wanted to learn native, do media buying on native, take into account that it is fundamentally different from certain traffic sources. So we really wanted to cater this demand and educate people. And I suppose with more players entering, you would have to be more, for the lack of a better word, you would need to be more creative. You would need to be looking for new products, strive for high quality content, and make sure that you are always compliant to reap the benefits of the largest traffic sources.
And we have time for just one more last question. This is sort of a fireside chat type of question for you guys, because you're veterans in this industry, full of wisdom. So I'm curious, what would you say? What does it take to be a truly great performance marketer, performance advertiser?
From a media buyer perspective, you need to have courage, and you need to be ready to lose money, to look at data as numbers, not money. You don't have to think that you're losing too much sometimes, even if you're doing it. This is something that I always say, I always tell my guys in the team. A good media buyer knows how to lose money. We are all good media buyers when the campaigns is good and it's already a winner and you're making money. But when you know how to lose money properly, when you know how to buy data properly, even in negative, that's when you can be sure that you're doing great, that you are a good media buyer.
What do you think, Berk?
I think you need to be okay with failure, because this is I mean, the day-to-day basis, you fail, your ideas fail, and you need to be like accept the stress, and like you need to be cool with it, and you need to have this entrepreneurial spirit, which is very important to try new things. As Pepe mentioned, you need for that you need also courage. So that's why you just need to have this attitude of never giving up and trying new things. Of course, with the data perspective. So yeah, that's all I would say.
Andre, what does it take?
I would say don't be just media buyer. Be a bit of a data scientist, be a bit of a researcher, be a bit of a content writer, read a lot, be keen, really. Surely it's about courage, surely it's about diligence, commitment, and hard work. But it's also about being keen, being curious. And I stole this one from Ted Lasso, but be curious, not judgmental. Be open to new.
You heard it, folks. Be bold, be curious, be courageous, be an entrepreneurial spirit. So we're going to leave you with these words, and I'm going to say thank you to my fellow panelists. Thank you so much for joining this panel, and thank you to everyone in the audience for listening. And if you guys have any additional questions for us, we will be at the booth C10, Outbrain booth, so please come by to say hi. And thank you again. Have a great show.
Thank you.